को जानने के लिए सब्सक्राइब करें हमारे चैनल फिल्मी अड्डा को और बेल आइकन को दबाना न भूलें।
Looks eclectic, but it was a way of कहते हैं ख्यालों को समेटना. I never was localized. I was always an internationalist in my soul, the way I was brought up. So therefore, I tried to see things both locally and internationally simultaneously. And the point is, how do you do it? How can you construct a novel? Sorry, I will take that word. Construct a book that can contain the international and the local, and in that give it some kind of a coherence. It's a deeply political book, but backed by, I think, moments of lyricism, moments of a sense of loss. But by and large, the overarching idea is political. Now that was the attempt in this book. How far I've achieved it, I'm not so sure. I never am sure. But to me, these are constructs of mine. I can see myself like, I don't write a book. They're installations in my mind. And then I put them together and I hope like hell they become linear to my reader so that they can somehow hold on to it, follow it. Because that's the way I see things. Because that's the only way I can come to terms with the world as I try to decode it. This is the only construct that I can use in terms of literature. That's the way I've functioned. So I hope I've answered your question.
No, there's no one answer to it because we want
Of hope.
there is a chapter called Hope at the end.
It has the audacity of hope because it has, in these times of hate, where hate is the flavor of the times we live in, and is a marketable commodity. It's so life-affirming to find a compassionate voice erupting from these pages, and that too from a filmmaker who made movies of anger. And in fact, I was telling Aziz, कि अजीज यार ये फिल्में ऐसी बनाता था इसकी इतनी intimate, warm, compassionate जो एक आवाज है, why couldn't that surface in his movies? And I think it reminds me of a saying, there was a Jewish rabbi who said something when I was young and stupid, I used to be dazzled by eloquence. But as I've gone older, the only thing that touches me is human kindness. I think what is unique about this book, that even when you tear the opponent to shreds, you have the ability to reflect. You have the ability to look at your wants and you question whether you have rubbed them the wrong way or you have been overtly critical when they should perhaps be applauded. So I think this is a very unique book, and as I entered I said, this is a very good book. Alim Bakshi Sahab used to say कि भैया किताब अगर दोस्त की है तो अच्छी है, दुश्मन की तो बहुत बुरी है. तुम दोस्त तो अच्छी है ही, मगर this is an extraordinary book because it has the audacity of hope, and it looks unflinchingly at the reality. It doesn't. It reminds me of Saeed Saab's song, वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी, उसका एक मुखड़ा था जो इस्तेमाल नहीं हुआ था, जो हमने हमारी फिल्म बेगम जान में इस्तेमाल किया था, कि वो सुबह हम ही से आएगी. वो सुबह कभी तो आएगी नहीं, वो सुबह हम ही से आएगी. So here we are at this moment saying, we will bring that dawn which has, because we can't allow people to wrench away the soul of India by anyone. And let us not confuse, no matter what mandate a political party gets, the nation is not the government. The nation's soul is much bigger than any government. This is what resonates in every page of this book, and that is why I think this book is an extraordinary book.
I think I'll make life simpler. Take anything.
It's called A Tale of Reaching Out. A few years ago, I was driving on a dusty road in the Gulbarga district of Karnataka, when I noticed some graves under a huge shady tree in a vast empty field. The image was surreal because the tree seemed to be flourishing in a parched landscape. It was as though its only function was to protect the graves from the blazing heat. The image of the tree and the graves returned to me. As we neared the truck, I asked my chauffeur, come Man Friday Ayub, to stop the car in reverse. My wife Jennifer, sitting at the back of the car, was surprised. Why are we reversing? She asked. Those graves look so incredibly lonely, so I'm going to pay them a visit. Towards the graves. I looked at the grave solemnly for a while and then up at the tree. In this desolate landscape, the graves seemed to be in the perfect shady spot. Who were the people buried here? The grave did not look very ancient. Were they members of a family? Who did this empty and dusty field belong to? Were they descendants of the people in the graves? Since the grave looked somewhat abandoned, I also wondered if there was a caretaker to look after them. As these thoughts crossed my mind, I noticed that the truck driver and the cleaner had also joined us and was standing next to the graves in silence. We stood for some more moments
So questions quickly. We spoke about 500 crores being turned into 1,000 crores. And when we were questioned about in terms of films, why can't film be made to take up this cause? And you're back to the same thing. My 50 crores in the film, I have to recover money out of it. So how is it any different?
No, we have no illusions. We are in the business of entertainment, and we never in the mainstream, at least the industry that I joined, where we made popular films, which was committed to getting bums on the seat. Our be-all and the end-all was box office. We never claimed to ourselves. I think Saeed represented that alternate stream, which made films which was not committed to that ideology. One tried in one's lifetime to make movies like Saransh and Adda, which kind of did for personal gratification. But the business of entertainment is committed only to getting numbers, and I don't expect the news business to be different. But as I said, like I imagined Mr. Gadkari was different from me. I imagine that the newspaper that came to my house was run by people with conscience, and they kept the principles before profit, till I discovered, no, that's something which they sell. They are exactly like us. So that's why I said, which I told to Nitin Kadril sahab, Hamam mein sab nange. He said, haan, sab nange. We all want power over profit is more important. Principles are not so important.
I think somebody there, yeah, please. But I think we can have the discussion.
We can have the discussion.
आइए फोटो
आइए
इस काम के लिए आया आओ
क्या है फोटो ऑफ है Is this a photo op?